Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Michelle Fondin. I'm the author of Twin Flame Romance, The Journey to Unconditional Love, available in paperback, Kindle, and Audible books. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for subscribing below. Click on that bell, scroll up to all for all notifications, and thanks for giving the video a thumbs up. I do readings. I do romance readings, twin flame readings, life path and purpose, or general readings. You can book your reading at my website, fondinwellness.com. This is the weekly tarot reading for twin flames, divine masculine, divine feminine, and the couple. How has your week been, twin flames? We are getting toward the end of May 2020. Believe it or not, this is totally crazy. Where did the spring go? I think the spring went while we were all inside. Hopefully you guys have been able to get out more and more as things are gradually opening up and things are looking on the up and up as well. So we are going to start with the beautiful goddesses, the divine feminines. We're going to get a quick read on the energy. What is the energy for this week? So I'm going to say a prayer over the cards for the divine feminines. Dear God, Jesus, Holy Spirit, Mother Mary, archangels, angels of God, divine feminines, guardian angels, please let this reading be the highest light and love of God the Father. Let it bring light, love, and truth to everyone involved. Archangel Michael, please stand guard, casting away any lower energies with your sword of light. We would like to know, what is the energy for divine feminines? What do they need to learn? What pathway are they on this week? Let's just get this general read for divine feminines. Okay, that one came right out, so very good. This week, and I'm not sure if we used this one last week too, I can't remember, but we are using the angel therapy cards for this week. So for divine feminines, what is the energy for this week, angels and guides? Whoa, okay, that's like way too many cards. 2 popped out for divine feminines. This looks like a third. We're gonna put this aside for now because that is highly unusual that many cards would pop out for divine feminines, or for anyone for that matter. Let's go ahead and set that aside. So for divine masculines, what is the energy? Twin flame energy for divine masculines. I guess the angels have a lot of messages for divine feminines for this week. It's really crazy. Here we go for divine masculines, and for the divine masculines, the angel therapy cards for divine masculines, angels and guides. Okay. Now for the twin flame couple, let's get the read for the twin flame couple. I guess this week, rather than being the twin flame weekly reading, it's going to be more of the divine feminine weekly reading. So let's go ahead for the twin flame couple. Let's see what's happening here. Okay, that one came out right away too. Energies are good this week. They're very active energy, jumpy energy for the twin flame couple. Angel therapies. Please help us, twin flame angels, to understand what's happening in this twin flame community. Awesome. We're going to get the energy, the romance energy for this week for twin flame couples. Romance angels, please help twin flames around the globe understand the energy for this week for the twin flame couple. Now we're going to pick one of these messages of love oracle cards, which is going to either reinforce the romance message or slightly change the meaning of that romance message for this week. Romance angels, please help twin flames all around to understand what messages that you guys have for them this week. That one fell out. A lot of cards falling out this week. I don't know. They're very, like I said, they're very jumpity. We're going to get 2 messages from divine masculine to the divine feminine for this week. I'm very curious to see what's happening this week. Very curious. Let's see what's happening. Let's see what's going on. So divine masculines, guardian angels, what do you have to say to your divine feminine? Please help us to understand for divine feminines in this collective. Divine masculines, what is the energy that you're telling them from your heart space? Okay, so let's see what is happening with the divine feminines. Wow, we've got the 7 of Air card, which this one is a very controversial card. It's not exactly a positive energy. This is an energy about moving backward. So perhaps going back, Divine Feminines, to some old habits that you let go of, going back to perhaps old romances or old loves. This is indicating that it's not a good idea to do that. This is indicating that you're moving backwards, that perhaps the timing isn't right, that perhaps the decisions that you're making aren't going to work out, that it's better to look at what you have been planning and revise those plans. Revise. Make amends, meaning like amendment to those plans. The weird thing that I'm getting from this, including what the cards say for the healing angels or the therapy angels, I say angel therapy, which is basically, we're talking about this healing energy, is that this often happens, like going back to the past, this Seven of Air energy about moving backward and not necessarily moving in the right direction. This often happens out of fear. So I feel that some of you, Divine Feminines, for this week, you're living in the fear-based mode. You're not living from your highest self, and your angels are telling you you must live from your highest self, so that when you make decisions for your present moving into your future, you need to go back to moving into those decisions from your higher self. And this is why. We got the third eye chakra, and you are a powerful light worker. So the third eye chakra is all about listening to your intuition, listening to your inner guidance, right? Your intuition, the third eye, opening that up and listening to your gut, listening to your gut feelings, not listening to your fears, but listening to your gut feelings from your higher self. When making a decision about your twin flame, about the relationship, about where you're moving forward in life, that you need to go back to that higher self energy rather than staying in a lower vibrational energy, because you are a powerful light worker. Because if you were not a powerful light worker, you would not be on this twin flame journey. Of course, moving into your higher being, moving into your higher self is essential right now. Now, should we take a look at that third flying card? I think we should perhaps take a look. Yeah, so it's saying that crystals will help you to move into that higher energy. Now, I am a firm believer in, if something works, it works. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. I'm not like, oh, you must do crystals and you must do sage burning and incense and all of these things. It's easy to go overboard and think you have to do 100 different things. For me, I just say do what works for you. So if incense works for you just to clear the air, clear the energy, then use incense. If it's using, for example, burning white sage or Palo Santos, or if it's using crystals, use crystals. But some of the crystals that your angels are asking you to use would be more for like the third eye chakra and the crown chakra, so you're more enlightened, spiritually enlightened chakras. Just opening up the higher vibrations for you and bringing you back into that space of higher vibrations. In that case, I am seeing an amethyst crystal. So amethysts are beautiful. That purple, has that violet purple color. There are lapis lazuli, which you can use for the third eye chakra. So there are many different, in my book, Chakra Healing for Vibrant Energy, there are crystals for each of the chakras inside of each of those chapters, as well as different healing energies that you can do to open up your higher chakras. So you can do the healing meditations, you can do the yoga breathing, you can do the yoga poses. There are a lot of different things you can do for those upper chakras. Move back into your higher energy, Divine Feminines. Move back into that higher power. Okay, so let me just say something. This is happening again for Divine Masculines. Now, Divine Masculines are not moving into that lower energy. They're not doing it. The Divine Masculines have done so much work. They have been so on board when it comes to healing themselves and moving into those higher vibrational frequencies and just moving into like a better version of themselves, The Divine Masculine Collective has been doing that so consistently that they've been right on. Like, the foundation that they have built has been solid, rock solid, you guys. And I'm so proud of them in the sense that from the beginning of the journey, it just feels as if the Divine Masculines had way more work to do in a lot of ways. And they have been consistently stepping up to the plate and doing their internal work to move into that higher vibrational frequency, to move into a higher version of themselves. And I see this when this is about the twin flame couple. Their energy is 9 of fire, which is amazing. It's about not giving up. It's about an increased self-confidence. It's about defending what you believe in, that they believe in this couplehood, this connection. They believe in themselves now, even more so than ever before. We saw that in the last reading. If you haven't checked out the Divine Masculine reading from Friday, this past Friday, we got the star card for the Divine Masculines. So they are really moving into that higher level energy, and they are defending that energy. Now, one thing I do want to say, because we got clear yourself that you've maybe, for Divine Masculines, have absorbed negative energy. What I want to say to you guys, and I said this to my sister just the other day, is that unfortunately, with whatever's going on with this whole pandemic, there's a lot of negative energy going around. There's a lot of negativity going around. There's a lot of malefic energy going around because people are in bad moods. People are trying to process. There is this global consciousness of fear that is reigning the planet right now. And being a sensitive soul, being a sensitive being, being an empath, or someone who's just like highly intuitive, you're absorbing, both Divine Feminines and Divine Masculines are absorbing a lot of that negative energy. And so it's time for you guys to clear yourselves. Like I said, using crystals, using prayer and meditation, asking Archangel Michael to cut all the cords of fear, not to mention just cutting off the negativity from other people, cutting off that negative energy, cutting off the negative vibes, because even if it's in the collective consciousness, you guys are still picking it up, and Divine Masculines are still picking it up in their energy fields because of the empathic nature of twin flames, the empathic nature of spiritually enlightened beings, that they tend to take on the negative energy of others unwillingly, that they just tend to absorb it. And it's so important now more than ever just to clear yourselves of that energy. Like I said, I am not a stickler for like one specific method of doing it. The importance is just that you do it. Like in any way you possibly can do it, just do it. This is really beautiful. So I believe that the beauty in this twin flame union and reunion is leaving a legacy. And I really see this. This is amazing. We want to leave a legacy as twin flames, as an example, okay? And this is just not unique to twin flames. It's just that twin flames and twin souls, whether you like to call them soulmates or twin flames, or both, because many twin flames are both soulmates and twin flame souls, is to leave a legacy on earth, a legacy of unconditional love on earth. And that's really the legacy that, if you've been chosen to be a twin flame and you are in a twin flame union, it's to leave that legacy of unconditional love on earth to help us all on earth raise the vibrational frequency of the general consciousness of the world. Because as I mentioned about a minute ago, the general consensus of the general consciousness of the globe right now is very low. It's extremely low. And we are in a time period where fear is reigning way over unconditional love. There is unconditional love, but it's not as prevalent as fear is. And our job as twin souls, as twin flames, as light workers is to raise the vibrational frequency of the earth. That's why we were put on earth. We were put on earth to raise the vibrational frequency of the earth. That's part of our job here on earth. And the only way you can do that is by A, raising your own vibrational frequency and keeping it to a level of unconditional love, and as well as raising the vibrational frequency of the people around you through your light, through your work in being a light worker. And that's through love, compassion, forgiveness, kindness, unconditional love, unconditional acceptance, taking care of yourself first, because that is a really, really, really important part of this process, is making sure that you take care of yourself and you nurture yourself so that your vibration stays high and not letting other people bring you down. And I love this because the union that's happening and the reunion that's happening between twin flames and the couples is leaving this legacy. Now, I love this, and I will explain why. We've got the 10 of Earth, which is about the big happy family. It's like the 10 of Pentacles in traditional tarot, but this is families coming together, and this is about multi-generational families coming together, children, financial stability. Now, this is one other thing that I really want to say to you guys. Now, I know this reading is taking a more serious tone, but I want you guys to understand the importance of this work that we're doing here on Earth in moving forward. The agenda of unconditional love is we're doing two things here with this 10 of Earth energy. We're breaking paradigms, so we're breaking, if you will, generational curses that have been happening in families, whether those generational curses are about poverty, whether they're about abuse in families, whether they're about socioeconomic problems, cultural problems, social problems within the family and multi-generational families, problems of racism, problems of macho men, if you will, in the families. That's why the Divine Feminine is rising up as a very strong female role, but not masculine female role, but a female role who's very strong. And the reason why I say this is so important is because the Parent card came up. Now, with these two cards together for the twin flame couple, I am seeing this more than anything is being that multi-generational reunion and union of the twin flames coming together to break those generational gaps, break those, like, let me just give you an example. If alcoholism has been something that's been plaguing your family for 4 generations, you rising in unconditional love, moving together with your twin flame soul, and bringing forth the agenda of unconditional love on the planet is going to break the curse of alcoholism in your family. If it's physical abuse, it's going to break that curse of physical abuse. If it's poverty, it's going to break that curse of poverty. But I'm seeing this as being the strength of the twins coming together, and it's not, it's happily ever after. Okay, yeah, it's a fairy tale wedding. But it's more of you guys pushing forward God's agenda. Really, that's what it's about. It's raising the vibrational frequency. I love this. So this is the romance card, and it says calling in your soulmate. Now, of course, in this deck, we do not have a twin flame card. We only have a soulmate card. So in this case, it's saying we are bringing this all together. And I got the wait card that says the timing isn't quite right. I feel for so many of you, the timing is very close. It's just that you are on the cusp of the reunion. And since you are on the cusp of reunion, you just need to have a little bit more patience. Don't let the impatience get in the way of you moving forward on your life path and purpose. I really think that's super important for both ends. Don't let impatience get in the way of your life path and purpose. And I see this more happening for Divine Feminines this week as we have that 7 of Air energy. It's happening. Reunion is happening for many, 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 many of you. You need to stay patient. Stay patient. Divine Masculines say, first, I got you speak to me through music. And for so many of you, you've mentioned this to me. You've mentioned this to me in the comment section. You've mentioned this to me in emails. You've mentioned this to me during the life coaching sessions that I've been doing for readings and coaching, and you've mentioned that to me. And it says, I don't react when people mention you. The divine masculines have been very bothered throughout this whole time by this connection. They've had a tough time keeping it together themselves when it comes to how vulnerable they feel in the twin flame connection. So the reason why they're not reacting, the reason why they're not telling too many people about the connection is because they have had a hard time handling it themselves. They've had a really hard time handling it and handling all the emotions that have taken place. This is such a gorgeous, gorgeous reading and gorgeous energy, and a great reminder, Divine Feminines, it's a great reminder to stay in your higher chakras, in the sense that we all move through the different energies. We all move through ego energy. And that's really what my new book, my upcoming book, Heal Yourself, The Return to Wholeness, is all about. You move through various energies. So you move through the lower chakras, the middle chakras, the higher chakras. But the idea is most of the time to live from your highest self. So if you can, this week for both Divine Masculines and Divine Feminines, if you can clear that negative energy away and do it on a consistent basis so that it doesn't accumulate and bring you down. And then in addition to that, learn to stay from your higher being, your higher self, your higher spirit, whatever you guys call it, from your higher chakras, really the third eye chakra, well, also the throat chakra, which is a higher chakra, throat chakra, third eye, and crown chakra, really living from that higher spiritual being, higher spiritual self, just so you can not only stay grounded during this time of fear, but that you can be the light and shine that light forward for everyone to see so that they can pull themselves out of fear. And that's what unconditional love is all about. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for subscribing to my channel below. Click on that bell, scroll up to all for all notifications, and thank you for giving the video a thumbs up. Thank you so much for sharing this video with other twin flames, and thank you for supporting this YouTube channel. You can buy a book for 2 or 3. You can also pledge your support on Patreon. We do a private party podcast every single month just for patrons. www.patreon.com/Michelle S. Fondin, and I will see you in the next video.